Hey, hello guys, and thank you so much for coming to another one of my videos. Today, I am finally playing Rose for you guys. I know that this is a champion that has been highly requested several times in the past. I apologize, guys. Here she is, Rose. Rose, it's a very good assassin. She can take you from 100 to 0 very fast. She's a very good assassin. She does take some skill to play. I did find her difficult to play at the early game of the game, and as you grow up, you notice that. Well, from my point of view, honestly, is that I think that she is very item hungry. I could not find very, let's say, hard to say, very effective ways other than just keeping my distance and poking the enemy with my one. I mean, I could not find any other way to do anything better. But let me go ahead and talk about the abilities that Rose has. Her passive is that all of her abilities, whenever they deal damage to anything, right? To the champion, to the unit, to anything, you actually blind the target. So that's very good. Just give some little bit of space between your abilities so that way you can make sure that that passive that you had is going to be put to the best. Now, that is a very good thing because if you use it on an enemy that has something proc like Trollbane, they're going to lose the effect because they're not going to be able to hit you with that proc ability. Now, another thing that I want to tell you is the first ability. The first ability just throws like a dagger and it deals magical damage and it applies a slow effect. Well, the thing that you have to know about it is that if you are chained with your ultimate, you actually deal true damage and the slow effect that you apply will be far greater. So that's the thing that you must know. Now, your second ability, it's just a dash. It dashes to the desired location. It deals damage. It gives you a small movement speed buff. So that's gonna be a thing that you should be also keeping in mind. That it's gonna give you a small buff of movement speed. So take advantage of that, guys. Whenever you're trying to run Firmament ability, it is also very fast. It is casted very quickly. So you're actually able to just go ahead and I'm sorry. So you're just able. Ooh. Oh, this is not looking good. This is not. Oh shit! I was first blood. Nice. Well, so just keep in mind that it's a very fast ability, so you can actually use it to escape from abilities that are gonna be landing there. So you can keep that in mind. Now, your ultimate, that is the best thing that she has. The ultimate, it is a chain that you well, it says that she connects herself. No, Rose chains herself to the target, and if they get more than 6 squares or meters away from her, they actually get stunned. Now, while you're chained to the enemy, you actually deal additional magic damage, and again, your first ability is gonna be able to deal true damage and and apply a greater buff. And not only that, your basic attacks also are going to be taking a little bit of an upper hand because they're going to have a longer range. So that's the thing you have to know. That way I just use it now. I could die, but as you can see, the first ability, I was not able to use it, but it deals more damage. So that's the thing that you have to know. Now, talking about the early game with Rose, one of the most effective ways that I could find, it was to mix Wisdom, Ring of Wisdom, and the Purple Sword. I forgot the name of it. Because one, it gives you a little bit more of HP. The second one gives you a little bit more mana. And I just wanted to be able to stand a little bit longer because I wanted to keep my first ability to still be hitting the enemy. So I did want that extra mana and that extra mana regeneration. And I also wanted to keep my HP higher. That's the reason why I decided to get this purple sword, because it gives me 5 HP every time that I attack. So right here, oh shit. So right here, I'm able to stay a little bit longer and regain a little bit more HP because of the items that I have chosen. Now, the main reason why I do this is because I actually have a little bit of problems whenever it's the early phase of the game. Oh, I forgot to say, every time that you're chained to an enemy, you actually deal continuous magical damage on the enemy. So if you do that and you have items like Archmage Dagger that are gonna allow you to attack faster. Now, another thing that I forgot to say about the ultimate, if you actually kill an enemy champion, the cooldown on the ability gets resetted. So it resets. So you can use it yet again another time, so you can go ahead and kill the other person. Now, right here, I kind of feel like you need to have Archmage Dagger as of one of the first items, because I think that you need the attack speed. It's very helpful, and it's a very good thing to have. Now, just because I had Archmage Dagger, I also decided to get Blade of Energy because I want to keep that unique passive available. Now, another thing that I was thinking about is that you can actually break the gap between your ultimate and your enemy so that you can stun them on purpose. You can close the gap by just dashing to the target while they're stunned, and then you can use your one, and then you can use your basic attacks. That way you should be able to blind the enemy and also deal a little bit more damage into them. Now you're gonna lose the ability that the enemies are gonna be having less damage over time, because the ultimate, again, it deals damage over time, so it is better if you keep it longer. So if you can stun it at the very end, that's gonna be also a very good thing, guys. Just keep your distance from the enemy whenever you know that the ultimate is almost over and that you know that you're not gonna get the kill on the enemy. Just fall a little bit behind, let the chain break. Once they're stunned, just jump in with your second ability, proc your Tolbane and your in this case Blade of Energy. And actually, Blade of Energy is one of the items that I keep on this champion while in the middle game phase, because it gives me more mana, more ability power, and it gives me the proc ability that after I use an ability, my next basic attack is going to deal 150% additional damage of my basic attacks. So that's very good. Now, that passive actually stacks with Trollbane. So that's a very good thing to have, because once you give a fully proc ability hit, which is a normal hit, you're going to be able to hit the enemy 3 times. As you can see, the way I have it right now, you should be able to just pay close attention and you're going to be able to see it. Look, right here, I am going to use that on the enemy. So I have 3 procs, and as you can see, the minion was dead in just 1 second. Let me see if I can use it again. On her. Can you see the damage that I was able to deal because of the items that I had? And as you can see, it's very spammable. The abilities are very good, and the damage is very good as well. So just try to keep distance and also close the gaps between you and your enemies. Oh, were you able to see that? Just try to keep that, and you should be able to get advantage of it. Try to keep distance and try to close the gap as well. So just have your abilities ready to just switch between them. Now, I even forgot to say that having items like Archmage Dagger, they actually give you an additional buff on your basic attacks. Your basic attacks deal 15% of your ability power. So that's a good thing to know, guys, because it deals more damage, and that's actually very, very good. And as you can see, well, especially because she's a mage, but with this assassin, you can do pretty well with against Adele. But it's honestly, it's a very good thing to see someone using her, because I don't see that champion very often. All I face are Macias, Vians, Kadars, Thors, and I guess that's it. Those are, I guess, the most overrated champions. What would be the most overrated champion? Again, the other day I was actually checking the scores now, the rankings, and I noticed that from the top 10 players, more than 80% of them, yeah, maybe 6 to 70, were using champions like Bregdalor, like Misha, like Mikiri, and it's it's sad to say that I honestly thought that the players who would spam champions like Bragdalor were actually the players that were more hungry to be able to get wins. Because, well, you see, those champions are not, let's just say they're not the most balanced champions around, okay? They're just, they're just horrible, guys. But let us just go ahead and leave that aside. Going back to Rose, this is a champion that was just highly requested several times. A lot of people were asking me for gameplay for Rose. So here it is. What I learned from the champion is you have to be very careful. You're very, very squishy. I decided to go for ability power build with some attack speed, not too little, not too much. You only have 50%, but I did wanted to get the utility by having cooldown reduction and having a lot of ability power with items like Dragon Heart, I'm sorry, Dragon Horn, and also with proc abilities, in this case would be items like Blade of Energy, and also items like, oh damn, the damage is real. And also, look at this. See? The damage? Let me see if I can show you again. Just one hit gives several hits to the tower. And that is because you can actually proc Troll Beam, which is right here, and you can also apply Blade of Energy. So this is pretty much the build that I would use. I think that the last item I would go... I'm not quite sure because I would kind of want to have also Power of the Gods, because I honestly think that that would be a good item to replace Blade of Energy, and it will do so very well. Now you can also keep Blade of Energy and see just how it hits. How, oh no, I'm sorry. I know that Blade of Energy and Trollbane can coexist, and also Blade of Energy can coexist with oh, the video is done. Well, guys, you're gonna have to say this. I know that Power of the Gods can coexist with, in this case, it would be a Blade of Energy. But Blade of Energy, leaving that aside, which one is it? Okay, Trollbane and Power of the Gods cannot coexist. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. Power of the Gods and Blade of Energy can coexist, and so can Trollbane and Blade of Energy, but not the other way around. I'm sorry, Blade of Energy can coexist with those two, but those two together cannot. So that's the thing that you have to know. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope that you have a great day, and thank you so much for watching this video, guys.